And then he says, get in the car. Imagine being 10, having a full-grown man try and kidnap you, and then your parents not believing you. My friend's family had a rule where if I stayed the night at their house on Saturday, then I had to go to church with them on Sunday. But I had to babysit my cousins halfway through the service, so I had to walk from the church to my cousin's house. There was a field surrounding the church, and so I had just gotten across that field to the main road, and then somebody drove by and had honked their horn, which is something that I was very used to. They must have turned around at some point. He pulled up to me and he rolled down his window and said something along the lines of, hey, do you need a ride? And I said no, pointed at this house next to me and said, this is actually my house. I'm just hanging out outside. And then he says, get in the car. Something like, get in the fucking car. Something like you're getting in the car right now type thing. And now my brain knew exactly what was happening. And so I was like, oh my God, I need to get out of this situation. And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna run back to the church. However, I know that they lock the doors during service. The doors are not unlocked. I've been locked out of that church before. So as I'm sprinting for my life back to this church, knowing that these doors are locked, watching this car whip around and pull into the parking lot, and we're both heading toward the doors. The door was unlocked and I was able to get inside. And then there was a woman inside and I was like, hey, somebody's trying to kidnap me. And she took me into her office and allowed me to call my parents. And then while I was waiting for Kendra to come pick me up, who didn't believe me on the phone, she was saying that God puts obstacles in your way so that you can learn and transform from them, and that really fucked me up. And then Kendra got there, didn't believe me. I was trying to explain to her, she didn't believe me, but it was snowing because I was in Michigan. So then I walked her out to the field, showed her my footsteps, showed her the car pulling up next to me because they're the only tracks that were there that had pulled off the road. How she believed me, but now it was too late. The adults already, multiple of them already made my baby brain think this isn't that big of a deal. So for a long time, a lot of shit happened that I went, this isn't a big deal. The things that happen to us are a big deal, and they change our brain structure. This is important because if you don't know that these things are a big deal, then we don't go seek out the types of help that we don't know we need because these are just quirky little stories that happened. You matter. And I bring professionals together to create resources for us to take care of those things. If you do need that, it's only $9 a month. You can check it out in my bio. It's pretty cool. And follow along for more because these conversations are very important. So, okay, well, I hope this helps. Love you.